Myths are not stories that are untrue. Rather, they are tales that don't fit neatly into the historical record, which serve as a foundation to a culture. High up on Mount Kailash, the goddess Parvati is enjoying a nice relaxing bath. The birds are singing, the sun is shining, and it's an all-around nice afternoon. But suddenly, there's a commotion outside. Is that fighting? Parvati rushes from her bath, but by the time she makes it outside, she finds her son dead, and her husband is the killer. Parvati, daughter of the Himalayan mountains, is a powerful, benevolent goddess. Her soft and gentle touch holds the divine power of motherhood, and her love is all-encompassing. Her husband Shiva, however, the destroyer of worlds, is very much the opposite. You see, it is told that the universe regenerates in cycles of every 2,160,000,000 years, and at the end of each cycle, Shiva destroys it. But he doesn't just blow it all up, he makes way for a new universe. Thus, Shiva is as much a creative deity as he is a destructive one. But while Shiva spent his non-destructive days meditating and abstaining from all forms of indulgence and pleasure, Parvati stood as a balancing counterpart, bringing some pleasure and domestic bliss to his sometimes wild energy. Because of this, they do make a bit of an odd couple, but undoubtedly a happy one. One day, while Shiva was out for his daily meditation in the mountains, Parvati decided to capitalize on the alone time. She drew up a bath, put on some tunes, lit some nice scented candles, and ordered Nandi, Shiva's sacred bull, to guard the door and not let anyone in to disturb her. Happy to serve, Nandi took his post. But when Shiva came back from meditating and wanted to come inside, Nandi had to let him pass, being first and foremost loyal to him. So here comes her husband just rolling on through her spa day, putting an end to an extremely frustrating self-care Saturday. With a new determination not to let this happen again, Parvati devised a plan. She took some of the turmeric paste she used to bathe with and molded it into the shape of a boy, breathing life into him and naming her new son Ganesha. Now she too had someone loyal to her above anyone else. And the next time some soaking in solitude was on the table, Parvati asked Ganesha to guard the door. Of course, like clockwork, once again Shiva decided this was the perfect moment to come home. But this time, he found some random kid blocking his way and telling him he couldn't go into his own house? Outrageous! Furious, Shiva asked one of his warriors to destroy this boy. How dare some punk tell him what to do? But because of Ganesha's divine nature, the warrior found that they couldn't kill him. He was the son of a goddess after all. Surprised by this, Shiva realized this was no ordinary little kid he was dealing with, and so letting his frustration get the better of him, he decided to fight the boy himself. And with one swing of his divine trident, Shiva severed Ganesha's head, killing him instantly. When Parvati was drawn by the commotion, only to find her newly created son had been killed by her husband, she was distraught, then outraged. In a fit of passion, she summoned her other ferocious forms and threatened to destroy all of creation. Out came Durga, the warrior queen, who stood proud astride a fearsome tiger, ready to charge into battle, followed by the black-skinned Kali, terrifying goddess of creation and destruction, wielding a blood-soaked sword to cut through the bonds of ignorance and ego, which are represented by the numerous severed heads she holds in her many hands. But before any comeuppance could come up, Brahma, the god of creation, caught wind of what was going down, and as the creator, had a few little issues with Parvati's plan, so he stepped in, asking her if there was anything he could do that would make her reconsider this whole absolute destruction thing. Parvati said only two things would make her change her mind. First, that her son be brought back to life, and second, that he be worshipped forever before all other gods. Now by this time, Shiva had cooled down some, and realized that he might have overreacted. So after some thought, and realizing that he was in the wrong, he agreed to Parvati's terms. Unfortunately though, Shiva's weapon was so strong that not even his god powers could put Ganesha back together again. So he turned to Brahma with orders to go out and find a new head for his son so that he might be whole once more. Before long, Brahma returned with the head of a baby elephant. Shiva then placed the head on Ganesha's body and breathed life into him anew. And not only did he declare that Ganesha was now foremost among the gods, but he also accepted him as his own true son. And so, they lived as a family, as per their deal, with Ganesha worshipped first before any other god. However, because Shiva was kinda used to being in charge, he sometimes forgot that rule applied to him as well. On one occasion, Shiva was heading out to do battle with some demons, like you do, and mustered his entire army to go along with him. But in the rush, he forgot to worship Ganesha. First, his chariot wheel broke on the way to the battlefield, grinding the march to a halt. Then, there was a terrible storm which turned the road to mud and blocked their path. These consistent misfortunes had a whiff of the divine to Shiva, which then jolted his memory that worshipping Ganesha before heading out to battle totally slipped his mind. And not wishing further misfortune, he stopped all of his troops and completed the rituals. Then, with Ganesha's blessing secured, Shiva and his army proceeded to a decisive victory against those dastardly demons, and all seemed good between father and son. Ganesha has become one of the most well-known gods in the Hindu pantheon, with his iconic elephant head and heavy-set human body. And even to this day, before any important undertaking and for every morning prayer, Ganesha is worshipped first before all the other gods, even his parents, Shiva and Parvati. So the next time you're undertaking something big, whether it's making your first game, starting a new job, moving to a new home, guarding a bathhouse, or fighting some demons, keep Ganesha in your thoughts. For if your ambition is noble, he's got your back. Legendary thanks to Ahmed Ziad Turk, Alicia Bramble, Casey Mustia, Dominic Valenciana, Gunnar Clovis, Kyle Murgatroyd, and O'Reels1 for helping to make this show possible.